Hey y'all, happy Sunday. Let's make a dinner that used to show up on pretty much every Southern family's table at least once a week back in the 50s, 60s, even the 70s. So I don't know if you've ever had it, and there's probably other parts of the country. I'm not saying it was just in the South, but I remember this meal showing up on my mom's table, my grandmom's table, back in the day. So let's make some cube steak. If you don't know what cube steak is, it's a cheaper, tougher cut of meat, a top sirloin or a bottom round, a top round, something like that, and it has been tenderized. But we're going to help it along a little bit. So hang on and we'll get started. All right, this is cube steak. You can see the indentions. It was run through a machine to tenderize it, and it helps. It helps a lot. But let's just make sure and do a little extra. So I have 2 of the pieces of meat. I have 4 of them on a piece of saran wrap, and I'm going to put another piece right on top. And I'm going to take my meat mallet and just pound it. You don't have to beat it really hard. Just pound it out a little bit. And that just gives it a little bit extra. Plus, we're going to slow simmer it in some gravy. So that's going to help as well. Because this can be a very, very tough cut of meat. So hold on. Okay, we've flipped the meat over, and we're going to do the other side the same way. Just lightly pound it out. Okay, and let me do the other 2 pieces. Okay, I did the second 2 pieces the same way, both sides. So we're going to take it off the saran wrap and just put it on a plate. Set that aside. And we're going to take a flat container. Put in some flour. We're going to put in some garlic powder. You can measure, but I just rather eyeball it, depending on how much you like. Let's put in some onion powder. Whoa, if we don't drop it. I don't have any room here. I need some more room. So we need to put in some onion powder. A little bit of salt. Some pepper. And now we are going to get ready to bread our steaks. All right, I'm heating some vegetable oil. You can use olive oil, vegetable oil, whatever you prefer. This is just vegetable oil. I'm just heating this up. And we're going to dredge our cube steak in the flour mixture that we just made up. We're going to wind up, I think, doing these 2 at a time. Our oil is hot, so let's just lay our meat right into the skillet. And we're going to do the second piece. We're going to let these stay in the skillet until they're nice and brown. We're not really worried about getting them cooked done. We just want them to be nice and brown on both sides. So when we get that done, I'll be back. Okay, I just flipped the first two steaks. See how nice and brown they are? That's all I want, just to get that color on both sides. And I'm going to let this side brown up, and then we're going to put the other two in the pan. Okay, we have our steaks all browned, and like I said, they are not done. So I just put them on a plate, and to the same skillet, I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of butter. Any of the little oil and stuff that's still in there, it's fine. Just put your butter in. Once your butter is melted, we're going to add a couple of sliced yellow onions. You don't have to do 2, you can only do 1, but I really like the onions in my gravy, so. All right, so we're going to put in 2 yellow onions and a package of mushrooms. These are baby bellas. You can use white if you want. I just didn't have any. Now, I will say that when I was growing up, my grandmother, when they cooked cube steaks, they didn't use mushrooms. I don't think they had mushrooms then, or not like we do now. They didn't have access to all the things we have now. So we're going to stir these around until the mushrooms and the onions are soft. And then when that happens, we'll be back. Our onions and mushrooms are nice and soft. So I'm going to add a little bit of garlic. Actually, more than a little bit. I like garlic. We're just going to stir that around. Get the garlic all mixed in. You'll start to smell it. And we're going to let that cook for just a couple of minutes. Okay, everything is all nice and soft, and you can smell the garlic. So at this point, I'm going to take the veggies out of the skillet. Just put them in a plate or a bowl and set them aside. You won't be able to get all the chopped garlic. You can use fresh garlic cloves if you want. Okay. All right, now I'm going to add a couple of cups of beef broth. A splash of Worcestershire sauce. Not much, because it really is strong. And I'm going to add a little bit of beef bouillon just for extra, just an extra hit. Make sure if you've got, depending on what kind of skillet you're using, you may have some brown bits on the bottom. If you do, make sure you get them all scraped up because that's just good flavor. So we're going to let that simmer for a couple of minutes. Our beef broth is simmering. So now let's mix a tablespoon of cornstarch with a little bit extra beef broth. About 1/4 cup, I guess, somewhere in there. And we're going to pour it right in there. And bring it back to a nice little simmer. And as it simmers, it'll start to thicken. You can see it and feel it just start to thicken up. Now we're going to add a pinch of salt. Not much because the beef broth is salty. And some fresh cracked pepper. Now we're going to turn it down. We're going to add our cube steaks back into the mixture. Make sure you get that juice because that is flavor. And now we're going to add our vegetables back in. And turn this down to a low simmer, and we're going to put the lid on it. And we're going to let them sit there and get happy for about 25-30 minutes. I think our cube steaks are ready, so I'm going to go ahead and plate up and then show you guys the plate once it's done. Now, I posted a couple of shorts this morning on fresh green beans. So they were very, very short, not a whole lot of explanation. So when I put the recipe for the cube steaks on the site, on the video, I'm going to add the green bean instructions. There's really no recipe. It's just how I did them. So just in case you're wondering about that, I'm just going to do it all on one with the cube steaks. So hold on just a minute and we'll plate up. All right, here's my plate, and I am serving this exactly the way, the traditional way that my grandma and my mom did. With it, they always served it with mashed potatoes. I think my mother actually went a little rogue one time and served it with egg noodles, but I only remember that once. Mashed potatoes and green beans. So let's, if you can't cut this with a fork, you did something wrong. See how tender that is? So let's try a bite. Oh my gosh, that is so good. Absolutely so good. The cube steak is fall apart tender. I don't care what anybody says. You can make tender cube steak. The green beans are fresh. I broke them up this morning and I cooked them with a little bit of smoked meat. So perfect, just perfect. So there is our cube steak traditional retro dinner. I hope you try it. If you don't, I hope it brings back memories. I know a lot of people in the South had this in their growing up years. So make you some. It's really easy. And stay warm. It's so cold outside. And we will talk tomorrow. But in the meantime, please like, share, follow, hit that subscribe button. I've gotten a lot of new subscribers lately, and I appreciate every one of you guys. Thank you so much. But keep it going. I'm really enjoying you guys. Make sure you comment. I like talking to you. And I'm on Facebook and YouTube at Mimi the House Hobbit. So go on there and comment, like, share, all that. And we'll talk tomorrow. Bye-bye.